I think I'm retiring the joke thing because you guys don't look like you're interested in a joke. Do you guys like my jokes? You know, you guys have a much better attitude than employees here because I try to tell jokes out of employee meetings and they tell me, no, no, no. Oh, you just ruined it for me. I was excited. I was literally about to take a second job at telling jokes. Like, seriously, you guys almost had me to quit being a chaplain and be a joke teller. So I shouldn't do it? Okay, I'll stick with the chaplain thing. Let me pray for us then. Well, next month, I'm going to have a good joke. Okay, is that okay? I promise you it's going to be a phenomenal joke. In fact, I'm going to test it on Susan for 2 days straight with 5. I'm going to have her pick the best one, and I'm going to bring it to you guys. If it's horrible, blame her, okay? Great, let us pray. Well, Heavenly Gracious Father, I thank you for our meeting today. I thank you for these lovely residents. I thank you for their smiles. I thank you for their joy. I thank you for their friendship in so many ways. So not only to myself, but to employees and to each other. Continue to help us love each other in every way, Father. Help us continue to experience the joy that only you can give, Father, and keep our eyes upon you. As we talk about the business of Acts this morning, I pray that it's the business that makes us better in every single way. Better employees, better residents, better at being family and exhibiting love and kindness. So, Father, even in this meeting today, I pray that there's love and there's kindness and that we just do the work which you have called us to do. So thank you for your faithfulness. Thank you for life and all the blessings you have given us to the people here and those watching on Channel 95. We ask all of these things in your name. Amen. Amen.
And I'm your biggest critic when it comes to jokes, so.
You are.
All right. So with that, I'd like to introduce our Kalthum Mancini. She's an RN, and she's also our home health clinical director for Axe Home Health. So just as some history on Axe Home Health. Axe Home Health was originally private duty services. And recently, Axe Home Health was able to become certified for Medicare Part A home health benefits for residents who live here. And so the name Axe Home Health is associated now with the Medicare arm, if you will. And then there's Axe Home Services, and that is the private duty part of Axe Home Health Services. So the name moved to the Medicare Part A portion, and then a new name was created for the private duty aid portion. So with that, welcome, Kalthum.
Thank you, everyone. So I've been here several times. I'm walking around the area so people know who we are. We are actually, like Susan said, I'm Kalthum Mancini. I'm a registered nurse, but I also have a master. I also have a certification in wound care. So for anybody who needs it down the road, hopefully you don't. But if you do, we're here one phone call away. So I'm going to move to the next slide. And so we are recently have Medicare certification back in May, like early May. And we take currently Medicare, the traditional A and B, that one. We're not able to take any managed care yet. We need to set up a contract with them before we start taking resident. But the first thing we are doing is taking that Medicare, traditional Medicare. We take that one, we bill. There is no charge to the resident at all for several services. And next slide will show which services will be the ones qualifying. So in our Axe Home Health, we have skilled nursing, physical therapy, occupational, speech, and a home health aide that will help with bathing. We're all a lot of nurses. The physical therapists are actually from Edgewater, and I'm sure you're familiar with them. The occupational is the same, the speech, and the nurses will be either myself or Yolene. And the home health aide is from us too. Next slide. So this is what the nurses will be doing. We do wound care, medication management, skilled assessment, disease management. If there's changes in your meds, we're there to help you and guide you through how to overcome that. If you are in the hospital or in Willowbrook, we can transition you back home, and then it's all under Medicare. So that's what the nurses will do. Yolene is my case manager. The next slide we'll be talking about is here's the physical therapist and what they do. It's the same like what they do in the outpatient setting or in medical Willowbrook. And they will help you, but it will be in your home until they get you strong enough to take you, and you'll be out and go to the diner, go everywhere you want it. Then the next one is occupational therapist, and they will help also with any, like if you have a new walker, if there's incontinence problems, scooter training, they help you with bathing and going to take a shower safely. It's all about safety. It's all about our resident. And I believe the next one is the speech. This is a special trait, which is for some people who start getting forgetfulness. Speech, that's their specialty. Also, eating and swallowing problem. And God forbid, after a stroke, that's who will help you go back to your baseline. And this is the home health aide that will help you with showering, bathing, dressing, applying lotion if needed. And it's all covered under Medicare. So, and that's us. I am going to be sitting outside with my table. I have some brochures. I have some goodies to give out. And I'll be sitting right there on that side.
Calvin, I do have a question. If you live in Oak Ridge Terrace,
yes,
can you have Axe Home Health Medicare aid?
Yes, we actually have a resident. We see only Oak Ridge Terrace and IL, independent living, not in Willowbrook. Willowbrook, they're already getting the skill. You cannot double bill Medicare. You go like, hey, you're billing me and they're billing me. What's going on? So we only do either Oak Ridge Terrace and IL. I am stationed in San Andrew corporate office, but outside I'll have my business card, I have my phone number, everything, so you can take it with you, you can see my services, and I know it's a lot that I just blah, 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 so hopefully I can have one-to-one and I can tell you exactly what we offer, and I can give you more information outside. I didn't want to take away from the meeting, I just wanted to show myself, show you who we are so you know who we are. And we are all Axe employees. We don't bring anybody from outside. Okay? Thank you all for listening.
Great. Thank you, Calhoun. Thank you. DeAndre, do you mind shutting off the computer for me? I forgot to do that. Okay, so I would like to share our Axe Signature Experience Team Player of the Month. And for this month, it is an employee who's been with us for 26 years. She is our backbone during the midnight shift. You can find her cleaning up the winery at night. You might find her cleaning up the lobby area. She spends a lot of her own time and money making sure that some of the squirrels and dogs who visit the gatehouse have proper nutrition by providing snacks to them. She also has, out of her own pocket, bought raffle prizes for our team members when we have our team member meetings on a monthly basis. She will surprise us and bring raffle gifts that she put together and spent money herself on. Does anyone know who I'm talking about? Cindy. So Cindy just goes above and beyond, and she really is the backbone on the midnight shift here, and we depend on her. She loves to do extra work. She helps Marty a lot. She'll help other managers. She cleaned out Barnabas's messy closet one night and organized it for him. She'll organize environmental services closets, making sure everything is there for the guest rooms. She just goes above and beyond, and we truly see her as a definition of loving kindness. So when you see Cindy, please congratulate her. Sally? And Cindy has worn other hats. When she started, she also worked in culinary. She was the bistro manager. She worked in the dining room. She worked at the front desk. And I think she really loves working the midnight shift, which hats off to her. I could never do it. So we really rely heavily on her, and we're so glad she's here. She's been with us for 26 years. So when you see her, please congratulate her. The green boxes in the dining room, and when you take out the green boxes, please bring them back to the bistro area. There's a container that you can put them in. Some residents are leaving them out in the hallway, and we're not going through the hallways to pick them up. So that container could sit there for days on end. So we ask you to please bring them down to the bistro. I wanted to just share with you that we have started having fundraisers to build up our enrichment fund, which is through the Axe Legacy Foundation. And that fund is used only here at Edgewater. So we might do small little fundraisers, and you might see us selling popcorn, on the movie night, and there'll be a bag of popcorn. And we're not trying to nickel and dime anyone. We're just trying to raise some money, and that money will be used for either equipment, card tables, and anything that we want to use for our campus. So we're trying to build up that fund. Any questions on that? Okay, guest rooms, we now are open for business again. We will have 2 guest rooms, and those guest rooms are A215, it's a studio, and A5112, it's a 1-bedroom. The price for A215 is $120 per day, and A512 is $130 per day. The availability will begin October 2nd, and you can reserve up to 2 months ahead of time, and you can reserve up to 7 days. Now, during the holidays, we will conduct like a raffle for those days because we recognize a lot of family members might like to fly down and reserve those rooms during the holidays. So we will, as we get closer to the holidays, we'll let you know how that will be conducted, but we will simply collect anyone who is interested in using those guest rooms, and then we'll actually just, pick out of a hat, and then we'll put people on a wait list in case someone cancels. Buddy?
Why are you not on Channel 95?
Oh, are we not? We are. They are, if you look now, right? Yeah, we're. What's showing on the monitors? Oh, good. Thank you, Ross. We're actually broadcasting, unfortunately, me, but the monitors show at the computer. Okay, thank you. All right. Any questions on the guest rooms? So we will see about that. The question is, will we ever have more than 2? We're not a hotel, and we have limited housekeeping services available to clean the rooms. So that's why we're limiting the number. We might add 1, but highly unlikely more than 3. But right now we have 2, and we'll see how we can manage that and see what the interest is and how often they're actually used. And then based on that, we'll maybe add 1 more. Thank you. Okay, Boca Helping Hands. Just want to mention that we've been collecting for Boca Helping Hands. Yesterday, I believe the residents went to Boca Helping Hands, and they'll also be going on October 17th to volunteer. So if you are interested, I believe there's a sign-in sheet, but we'd love for you to help with that. And donations can also be made either by check or non-perishable food can be donated. And we have the donation bin down in the main lobby, close to the sign-in sheets. So it's pretty pretty close to everyone's, where you typically go to sign in for activities. Parking spots, I know we've had some concerns about parking spots, and we have spots labeled residents, guests, or not labeled at all. The handicap parking spots, we ask that you speak with private duty aides in particular, because some of them are parking in a spot and leaving the car all day in that spot, and those spots are really limited time spots, so it's not meant for someone to park there all day. It's very difficult for residents, especially if you're coming back from grocery shopping, and you want to park close so you can get your groceries in, and that parking spot is taken. So please be mindful of that, especially anyone who has private duty aides. We also mentioned to our team members yesterday during our monthly team meetings that we want to be sure to be mindful when we're driving on our property, no texting, no speeding, always have your phone down. And when you're driving on campus, especially when you're turning corners, to be slow because you might have a pedestrian walking on the driveway. We prefer that pedestrians use the sidewalks, so if you are a pedestrian, please consider using the sidewalks when you're walking. I know Ross spent time making sure most of them were smooth and safe, especially for individuals who use walkers. But we reminded the team members to drive safely, and we're reminding all of you as well to drive safely, because we do have a lot of individuals, especially at night or even in the early morning hours when it's dark, they might be walking the campus. The Eats app that you use to make reservations now has St. Andrews on it, so you can actually reserve for restaurants over at St. Andrews. There is one thing to be aware of, is when you open it, St. Andrews has different names for different venues. So, for example, the Garden Grill is their bistro on the south side of the campus. And so you might not know that's on the south side. At the beginning of the Eats app, when you open it, Darren added the definitions of their venues. So when you look on the Eats app, you can see where the location is, and then when you go in, you select the name of the venue. Has anyone tried it or used the app for St. Andrews? Sally? Okay, yes. So St. Andrews has a dress code, and it's different from ours. So we probably should somehow post that so you're familiar with it. Okay, we'll get their dress code, and we'll either, I don't know if we have room to put it in the Eats app, but somehow we'll get the dress code to you, so when you're selecting the venue, you can select according to how you want to dress. Yes. Right now, there is not. However, I'm going to let Ellen add to that. Okay, and I'm going to repeat that. So Ellen is meeting with her counterparts in October, at the beginning of October, to discuss the driving loop, or the dining loop, I guess is what we used to call it. pre-COVID days, we had a loop, and so if you're here, you could go to St. Andrews, and St. Andrews come to us on that evening, and you would just sign up for the drive. So once that meeting takes place, there'll be a schedule, so that you'll know that you can get on that bus. You can schedule your reservations for that night and enjoy other venues. It was really well received prior to COVID. People really enjoyed it because they had different dining options, venues, and just, we like variety, and so it adds to the variety of living here.
Bob just pulled up the eat thing, and it had something about select your venue, but it only offered our dining room. And I was wondering, do we have to refresh the app, or do we have to reinstall the app to get these changes?
I don't know the answer. It should be on there.
Oh, okay, then perhaps you can show us. You can show us.
And maybe next month we'll demonstrate it too. We could maybe do a demonstration so that those of you who would like to go over would see it on the Eats app. We have another question.
Thank you. I think that would be a good idea. My question was, how do we access that Eats app? I mean, I use our own regularly, but just today I came back and went in, but I didn't see anything different in the screen from what I normally see.
Right, and Darren put it on the Eats app probably a month ago. It's been a while since he uploaded it to the Eats app.
So, in red, top, bottom?
You got it? Okay. It's not the options. Before you go into the options, he put the definitions of the dining venues. And then when you go into the options, it's just the name of the venue. But he knew that would be confusing, so that's why he added the definitions at the beginning. Okay, so pop-up. The pop-up restaurants are going well. I think everyone's enjoying the variety. I do want to share that next year there will be some pop-ups that will have an upcharge for the meal because it will be more formal, if you will, or so there will be some pop-ups with additional charges. Not all of them will be with an additional charge, but I just wanted to share that with you. FLYCRA, we are going to be sending out, FLYCRA will be sending out a letter before next year informing everyone that there will be an opt-out change in membership. And St. Andrews has been doing this for years, but basically what happens is I believe it's April, is that correct? In April, the membership fee, and what are the fees? $27.32 for Okay, $27 for one person and $32 for two. The membership fee is for an annual membership to FLYCRA. FLYCRA acts on your behalf to ensure that your financial investment is protected and that any laws that are implemented protect you for being in a CCRC. But FLYCRA is a great organization, but it's too difficult to do the opt-in process, so we're going to do the opt-out, and we will let you know. There'll be a letter coming out, and if you want to opt out, you will just simply let us know, and then we will not bill you in April. If you do not let us know, we will put that one-time fee on your bill. It works really well at St. Andrews. Anyone who objects to it, we know who those people are. We simply take them off the list. But there will be a letter sent to each of you in your explaining this well before April.
I already paid $22 a few months ago.
Mm.
So that means that I don't have to pay again?
No, once, so you'll end up on the cycle of April beginning next year since you're a newer resident. So when you first come in, you pay whatever that membership fee is for the remaining of the year.
Okay, so I don't have to pay for the rest of this year.
No.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Did I miss anything, Richard? Okay. Okay, it's 22 and 37. For the singles, 22, 37 is for couples. Okay, dogs. I just want to remind people, residents who have dogs, to please refrain from bringing dogs to activities. So just a reminder on that. Did everyone receive a letter about the legacy program, where if you refer a family member and they move in, there's a referral discount, if you will? So just wanted to share this with you. There's a promotion going on, and a promotion card was sent out to residents. It's encouraging current residents to have family members who might be interested in this lifestyle to join an ACTS community. And for example, an existing ACTS resident might have a sister that the resident could encourage to move into an ACTS community. The card was distributed but caused some confusion, so I just want to share how the program works. I think my mic is, am I talking? Okay. It's full battery. I don't know if they. Okay, so how it works is the eligibility requirements include a discount for a new move-in if the new move-in has a parent, grandparent, or sibling who is currently or at one point residing in an ACTS community. So the incentive is $2,500 off the entrance fee, this year, every community, ACTS community, is eligible. This program was opened up for all communities effective January 1st of 2022 through the end of this year. So if any resident who moved into any of our communities after January 1st, 2022, inquires about the incentive, ACTS would honor that incentive by providing a credit on the monthly fee for $2,500. So if you had someone that meets the criteria that has moved in since January 1st of 2022, but you did not receive the referral, please let me know or let the sales office know so that we can make sure that you get the $2,500 credit. I know that's a little confusing. Any questions on that? Okay. All right. I think the Jewish high holidays were well done. I want to thank the spiritual committee. I know Diane is not here, but Diane heads that committee, and just want to thank everyone for just a lovely, lovely holiday observance. I think next year we're going to hopefully try to include outside families, but we'll have to really look at that to see how we can do that and still accommodate all the residents who would like to attend. The A building card and billiards room has new flooring. I think it looks pretty nice. We're still waiting on the minor pieces of furniture that we still need to have delivered for the lobby area. Plus, we're adding benches to each floor. So that furniture has been ordered, but it's not here yet. On September 6th, we had the service awards for our employees who were celebrating milestone anniversaries, Marty being one of them in the back, and Ross being another. And DeAndre, were you? Yes, and DeAndre. So we have 3 of the award recipients here who celebrated milestone anniversaries. And we appreciate the fact that we were able to close the dining room and celebrate, and we just want to thank you for understanding and allowing us to use the dining room for that evening. It was really a lot of fun. A sales update. We are currently 88% occupied, and we have 14 apartments that are either selected or committed. So our total percentage for occupied, selected, and or committed brings us up to 92.4%. So we have 24 apartments right now available for sale, and we have a $4,000 resident referral bonus approved for any sale that actually moves in by the end of this year. So if you have a friend or someone sitting on the fence, let's push them over and get them to move in, and you would receive a $4,000 resident referral bonus. Any questions on that? Okay. So with that, I'd like to open the meeting up to any other topics, questions, or suggestions.
Bring your hand, Toby.
I was just scratching my
Any
Mrs.
questions?
Posner.
Want me to stand up? Whatever's. Okay. All right. Oh, God, I can't get up and hold this at the same time. I think I'll have to do it. I'll have to ad lib. I was going to actually read what was sent to me. Okay. Okay. Is it working? Yes, it is. Okay. Hi, everybody. Now, I don't know if any of you were here when the people from the traffic department came and gave the report and said the only thing that would hold up the traffic light, they projected 6 months. It should be here by December. However, there was reasons why it got held up. The utility lines, they couldn't get clearance. They've finally been able to get clearance. I think they have a little problem across the street, but they're gone ahead. Everything has been signed. Everything is organized now, and they've redesigned the whole thing because of the difficulty with the clearance. The design has been done. The mast arms have been ordered. They're expecting their arrival in November. So things are moving along, and I think that's great news. We're so excited to hear that. And they have been terrific in keeping in touch with us and letting us know how things are going. So we're excited about it.
Great. Thank you for the update.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other topics?
Susan, can you inform us as to what's going on with hiring more people for the exercise programs?
Sure. So we are in the process of offering a person the position for the fitness program manager. So we will, if that person accepts the position, we will be announcing it very shortly. So when that happens, over a period of time, that individual will be taking over all of the classes that we have. And we would still have the outside vendors as backup at that time for vacations or sick days, if you will. So that will happen over a period of time, but that will be the expectation that the full-time fitness program manager should be able to handle most of the classes in-house. Buddy?
Here, buddy. Here, buddy. Here, buddy. So they can hear you, please. I'm sorry.
When will the Bright Idea Committee assemble?
Oh, the Bright Ideas Committee, thank you. So Mickey is overseeing that committee, and we're going to be meeting, Marty, help me, October 10th? October 10th, and anyone who signed up to be on that committee, he's inviting everyone to that meeting, and then we're gonna decide if, he's gonna decide if we're gonna do subcommittees, because there's like 20 people who raised their hands, so a lot of interest. So he doesn't want to just, exclude people at the initially. He'd like to, talk further with the group and then decide how it's going to be developed. Mary
Hi.
Lou?
Hi, Susan. We are planning a really cool Halloween dinner. Special food, decorated dining room, goodies on the table, and we are encouraging people. Costumes are optional, but encouraged.
Great. Thank you.
That'll be on Halloween. And it'll be set up just like birthday night. So it's going to be one seating. You'll get your paper and you'll fill it out, make your tables of 6.
Great. Thank you.
She asked the meaning of the Bright Ideas committee. What's going on with it?
That was Buddy's.
No,
Buddy was asking the same question.
No, she asked the meaning of the group, like purpose, the purpose of the
Oh, okay. The purpose, Arlene. Okay, the purpose of the Bright Ideas Committee. Mickey last month at this meeting stood up and mentioned, maybe it was 2 months ago, but he stood up and mentioned that we should have a group of people come together and come up with ideas to either save money, either through energy savings, and also help encourage people to be more engaged in the community where they live. So it's just, it's kind of like a think tank concept because a lot of residents have great ideas, and it's a way to open those ideas up. And we don't know really how this is going to look. So it's just, we're trying it.
Give me 1 second. Coming.
Can we offer an idea without actually being a committee member?
You may, sure. Just
Okay,
let
so
Mickey Levinson know if you have an idea.
Who is the person who's...
Mickey Levinson?
Okay, don't know her. Thank you. Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay, well, thanks so much for being here, and I hope you have a nice afternoon, and we appreciate you participating.
The raffle.
Oh, we have a raffle. Thank you.
Keep your tickets. We're doing a raffle now if
We
you
have
receive your ticket.
coasters.
Okay.
Okay, Barnabas.